Hello, welcome back to Vault Hunters. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I have been busy, but not in game. No, I think I've spent all of an hour and a half in game since recording yesterday's outro. Yeah, I've been busy. Well, for some reason, editing yesterday's video took absolutely forever, and I've also been planning a rebuild of my crate setup. If you've been watching the Hermit, specifically Tango's videos on Crate, he's got this grand factory. I'm not copying it. No, I want to do something my own, but I want to set it up so that each component leads into next. Right now, I just have these very generalized setups. Gravel, sand, cobble, and gravel go into one location. Stuff gets washed. I can bulk put it in. No, I want to actually set it up so that I could put something into an input and it will go where it needs to go. And all of that will be done by itself. I won't need to touch any part along the line after I input it. So I'm trying to plan this out on paper. That's taken a while. But once I've got it figured out, I will make up a graphic and I'll show you guys. So I'm going to get back to that. And it's raining again. It is always raining in this mod pack. Oh, and I didn't realize yesterday when I opened those mystery boxes, but they were adjusted during the update 7. Yeah, they no longer hold the unique gems in them that are needed to make pogs, which is why all I got was diamonds, emeralds, and a few Larimar. While I'm figuring out how to lay out the factory down below, how about we quickly jump into a clip from a vault I did run yesterday. So I'm just jumping in and out of vaults while I am editing, and the very first vault I get, the very first room I go in is Omega Room. And don't worry, I marked my entrance so I can't get lost. That really was an Omega chest. That's a rare chest piece too. $125 chests. That's that may be my record right now. All those ornate totally helped. Did I mine anything? I mined a little bit. Little benitite, little lamar, little wootadite. Which is good because we're using a lot of wootadite now with some of these new crafting recipes. The magnet, for example. I have some loot here. We might as well roll and see if there's anything worth using. Wizard chest piece. Alright, let's start with the shields. 9%, 7%. Neither of those are worth having. That is a terrible sword. That one's not much better. Why do I keep low rolling tier 1 implicits on the good armor? That's not worth using, although I'll now have the transmog. I can at least give a scrappy piece I make this transmog for the collection we're accruing upstairs. And these boots. Those are the only ones I'm not going to get rid of because I might need those for one of the sets I'm making upstairs. Have I shown you what I'm making upstairs? Let's go quickly look. I'm converting the cathedral building into a armor stand hall. And each stand will have one set of different vault gear. So here we have the Rusty Knight. I've got all the pieces, but I haven't labeled it yet. I'm going to do that. And then we have, all right, that's a Scrappy Scavenger, and this is the Rusty Raider. So we can go melt down that other piece. But so, each armor stand will have a different set. And we'll have 8 on each floor, so I can hold 16 in here. Maybe more, depends on if I want to stick one in the corner. But we can hold at least 16, maybe 20. And I don't think there's that many different armor transmogs. Oh, well, there's a lot more than that of at least the chest pieces. But yeah, that's what I'm doing up there. We're going to try to build one model of each set, or collect one piece from each set. You know what I'm trying to say. And here we are in my recreated factory. Let's hop into face cam mode. No, free cam, and I will show you what we have going on. So, at the beginning here, we have our main import line. This will run the entire length of the factory. It leads to my first set of crushing wheels, which will crush cobble and ores, like gold ore, iron ore, that sort of stuff, into crushed ores and gravel. The gravel will go up into the second set of crushing wheels and be turned into sand. Here I have an item vault for sand, and I've got a content observer? Content switch? I don't remember which one. It will observe how much sand is in the vault, and when it is full, the switch will turn on, and that will in turn turn off the clutch, therefore stopping production of sand. Likewise, I have a buffer here for gravel, which I will have a switch to turn on and off as needed. The next module we have is our washer. This will take, although I probably won't be doing it too much, gravel and wash into iron and flint, but mainly it's for if I want to turn concrete powder into concrete, you can use the washer. We'll also be washing all of my crushed ores, because iron, copper, gold, and zinc have secondary products. Iron produces redstone, gold produces quartz, zinc produces gunpowder, I think. So this will wash the ores, turn them into their respective nuggets and their secondary output, and those will move on to the next module. The next module is, of course, our press. Here, nuggets and the secondary products will be turned into their block form, or ingot form, before being moved back onto the main output line. Like the crushing wheels, this has a clutch, as does the washer, so I can again remotely turn it on and off as needed. Our next module is our brass production module. As you see, we have a blaze spawner under there. He is manually fed for now. I need to get the resources to make a mechanical arm, so I can automatically feed him coal, bamboo, whatever I'm using as a fuel source. For now, that's the only part that's actually manual. So here you can see we have a copper line and a zinc line. They will import the ingots from the main line and distribute them 2 at a time into the mixer, which will produce brass, and the brass will be output back to the main line. This module was probably the hardest for me to work out because of all the redstone that needs to be involved, but it's also the most satisfying that I figured it out. From the tunnel, we import ingots, gold, iron, copper, and brass. They will then get pressed and turned into sheets. Those sheets each have a dedicated barrel, and the barrels are currently set to output at 5%, and 5% of a barrel is about 85 sheets. The observer will detect when they reach about 5%. When they reach 5%, this redstone link will send a signal to that redstone link. As you see, they're the same circuit, gold sheet, and gold sheet, gold sheet. When it turns on the clutch, which turns off the press, and I'll no longer make more sheets. This is copied for every single press. On the back, however, we have a different redstone link. This is gold sheet, ingot, or iron ingot, or iron sheet, iron ingot, etc. This controls letting sheets out of the system. For now, I just have these switches on the wall. They will be moved. In fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hollow out the ceiling, put glass floor, frameless, probably stained, running the entire length of the factory, and have upstairs be my control stations. So I can look down, turn off and on machines as needed, and can tell the machines what I want. The sheets will be put onto the main import line, which will then wrap around and come back all the way down to where my barrels are down there. Down there, I will have a slave drawer controller and a modular router. The router will take anything from the belt and put it into the into the drawer network, and then I can access it from my drawer storage one floor up. And this is the last module I've built so far. It is my smelter, and right now the only thing it's doing is taking my chromatic iron dust, which I get by crushing the chromatic iron ore in the crushing wheels and smelting it, and this is how I'm currently doubling chromatic iron. You can 5x chromatic iron using mechanism. I am not there yet. I have quite a few other stuff to unlock before I get into mechanism, including power, which I do not have. But like everything else, this too has a clutch. Right now it's controlled by a switch, by a lever. In the future it will be controlled by a redstone link from the control room upstairs. And so that's my factory so far. I am expanding it. As you see, I need to keep digging into the wall. We're going to have a output line coming back towards us, and I'm going to really need to work on the walls. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick with those metal laboratory blocks you see back there, go with the pastel, or maybe something else, maybe the plastic blocks, or who knows. The floor also needs a lot of work. I know there's an asphalt block. I might use something like that, especially with the yellow lines to denote, quote unquote safety zones. And well, that's what we've got so far. Well, I don't have a clear space inside my base, so we're going to use the open area out here. I'm already starting pretty high up in the world. What's the chance I hit build limit before I finish building this tower? Well, they all fit. And don't worry, I have one of my low-level magnets on, so I should be able to pick up everything. That's some session. And now, if I don't completely fail in this, I'm going to try to do a side-by-side of before and after. If not, I'll just show a before and after. But, we got a lot of Larimar. And a lot of Painite, which is good because I've been burning through a lot of Painite repairing armor. So, I'm going to go mining in the overworld looking for more chromatic iron since I'm getting a little low. And I figured, let's make a chromatic iron hammer, since it mines in a 3x3. And let's enchant it. Efficiency and breaking. And that's the end of that. Anvil. And let's put the 10% immortality jewel on it. So that should effectively give it an additional 10% unbreaking. And so I'm going to go take this, go mining, and yeah, we'll go see how it works. I'll bring it back in. This is my original strip mine. This is where I first set up my base. This is where I first found chromatic iron, when it took me 8 hours. So let's ooh, this takes a while with the deep slate. Do I need to put picking on this? Oh, that's cool. It shows you what blocks it'll mine. And what if I... This is not supposed to work, to my knowledge, using vein miner and the hammer at the same time. No. Okay. But it looks like... Yeah, I need to put picking on this. And I don't have a picking jewel back in my base. That's kind of a shame. I was hoping I could... The hammer would just work like a pick to begin with. Sort of like how in... I want to say it's Tinker's Construct. When you make the hammer... well, make the hammer in Tinker's Construct. You know what? I'm getting confused. All these different mod packs I haven't played in so long. One of them had a hammer that automatically pulverizes. I wonder if that's what this does. Will I get gravel? No, it just deletes the block it mines. Okay, that's... Yeah, learning the hard way. Let's go back to my base. And how big of... I have 34 capacity left. I'm pretty sure the picking jewel I had is a lot bigger than 34. Yeah, the only other picking jewel I have is a size 51, and I only have 34 capacity left, so I cannot put picking on this. On the plus side, I mined 9 plus 9 plus 4, which is 22 blocks, and I only used up 1 durability on the hammer. So that's pretty cool. And there we go. After a fair bit of caving later, found some more chromatic iron. So, watch this. Yeah, that's just fun. An idea I got from Discord I'm going to have to try next time I'm in a vault is if I find a chromatic cave as I'm running through, just use my pickarang. I should be able to pick up quite a lot of chromatic iron from just running through without having to necessarily stop to mine. Of course, by the time I'm done in here, I won't need more for quite a while. I made up a new pouch just for mining to keep the inventory clean. Oh, that can't be all of it, can it? Oh well, looks like it is. That's little over 2 stacks of chromatic iron, which once we process it with our create setup will be over 4 stacks of iron. So now that I've got my iron, I'm going to head back, I'm going to smelt it down and get back to working on create because I am burning through so much chromatic iron building my create factory. Another good use is when you're caving, don't want to pillar up to get the ores in the wall? No problem. Just pickarang them. Now, off camera, I upgraded my chromatic steel pick to chromatic steel matlock. I was trying to hold off adding gems to it until I got a wooden affinity, since I think wooden affinity is going to be probably the most valuable for me. But I got a really good mining gem. That's the +2 there. And I got a coin affinity shoveling copious gem. So I applied them both. And now I have 41 capacity left. I hope to find a wooden affinity for less than 41 that I can then put on. And this would be my ideal pick for quite a while. Now I should insta-mine coin piles. The shoveling, it was on, I believe it was on the coin affinity gem and a copious gem, and it was a very small gem, it was like 21. So I used it more for the secondary effect and because it was a low size gem, although being able to shovel is nice. I can get through sand and snow pretty quickly now. But I think we're going to call it an end here for today. I've spent a lot of time in that factory. I've got a lot done. I'm very pleased with how it's going, but I've still got a lot more to do. And, well, I can't spend all day in there and edit and do anything else. So, thank you for joining me today. I hope you've had a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.